The point of initiating safety wars is to create a situation just like this where your opponent makes an error and brings you to the table with a shot. Now Steve has a clearance that's certainly easy enough to take out. You can't see any problems here that are going to prevent Davis from jumping back out into the lead, 4-3.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Earl looks like an Irish farmer looking at a field full of potato blight.
Steve has reached for the rest, having a bit of a joke with Michaela. Michaela Tabb, our referee. I'm sure you're quite familiar with this young lady by now. She's been on this center stage for several years.
And she's quite aware of the needle generated by Earl's pre-match remarks about the crowd, it being the Steve Davis show. And I think she is quite aware that she might have to just hint that the mood of the game better be laid back. But once you realise that a lot of Earl's tension is internalization coming out as apparent aggression or apparent illogical statements about the audience and his opponent, I think once you realise that that's Earl's way of signing himself up, then you get perspective.
Earl's eyes searching out a problem on the table that just isn't there. At this point, he needs a mistake from Davis so that he can get back up and get on that table.
Easy 2 shots now to go into a 4-3 lead for Romfed Slim.
Eight ball right in the heart of the pocket. And the cue ball very comfortably out on the table.
And he ain't going to go moldy on this cheese.
Indeed, the cheese is down. And with that, we have a score line of 4-3 in favor of Steve Davis. It's a race to 11. We have a ways to go.
Earl in the semi-lotus position, give or take the legs. Looks like a North Carolina Buddha, but not a smiling Buddha. Talking about Buddhas, look at the A-game face on Davis. Gives this game everything. Once thought too much of it and practicing it would damage his snooker, but now as I see all that go, he is in this 100%. He loves the challenge, the technical challenge and the mental challenge of 9-ball.
A couple of years ago, Steve installed a table just like this one in his home so he could practice this game as much as he wished. Steve standing up again on the break. He never got comfortable in that first stance, and he starts all over again. Oh, he came off the side of that rack. That was not the break he was looking for.
No, and a nicely little tickle on the black. Stopped his shot on the Rodney Morris there in the black T-shirt with former world champion Mika Eminen on the left as you look. Watching every nuance of the action.
Boy, Steve's going to have to work on that break shot. He came off the side of that rack, and this has gotten really ugly for him.
So why do you think you tried the change to the sort of slice break?
Well, be honest with you, I'm not sure that he was trying to slice break. I think he may have just mishit the cue.
So it wasn't experimentation, it was a mistake.
Yeah, if you're going to try the slice break, you have really got to be pounding that cue ball because it has to go against the rail and back into the rack, and that takes an awful lot of power.
Option?
Well, he can. He's just got the edge of the 9 in the way, I believe. He can swerve around it with a little bit of masse. And remember, this is the first shot after the break. If he doesn't like it at all, oh, I think he's got the full ball. He can just shoot this ball. That last camera angle appeared to me that he's got the ball. Yeah, he's looking right now where he wants the path he wants the cue ball to take off the second rail after he pots the 2. the cue ball is going to go over toward that corner, come out 2 rails right in line with the 3 ball. He's in pretty good shape. You can see where his cue stick is now. That's the first point the cue ball is going to strike, and then it comes over to the other rail and then straight out in line.
Next object is the red 3, and he's got about...
Oh, he went for the safety. There was no way he was trying that shot. So he must not have had enough of that ball to make it. And he has given Earl a headache of a situation here, particularly if that 2 ball is snugged right up on the rail. That takes away a lot of the angle with which you can hit the ball. It will give you a double hit if you hit it too full.
Fascinating contrast in their expressions. Earl looking like a man in torment, and Davis was something almost like a smirk that shows how much he's enjoying the game.
Earl tried to get behind the 7 ball. He didn't get there, and he's left Steve Davis once again with an entire ball with which to work.
Here's the reverse cut. Any good?
Boy, that's tougher than the shot that Earl missed in the Moscone Cup to give Davis the table.
So what is he planning if he's not planning the blind cut?
If he can slice that 2 ball back over to that rail and hide it behind the pink 4, he'd be doing himself a favor, but frankly, I'm not sure what's going through Steve Davis' mind. You know, when you stand at the table, it looks so different. And only he knows what he will be comfortable doing in a situation like this.
But you see what I mean about the sort of smirk, the grin. He loves the competition and the challenge. Whereas with Earl's body language shows that he is jangling with nerves about that. Davis enjoying the game more. Again, the safety option, what he's after. And that looks pretty evil to me.
Beautiful safety. That black 8 might as well be the size of a basketball.
Absolutely.
I tell you, that's one of the things about this game that amazes me, Sid, how these fellas can maneuver a cue ball around the table and hide behind a single ball.
Well, that is the total and utter difference in sophistication from snookers. It's single ball or less than a full ball. Precision. Millimeter precision. And it's about as safe this as the Tower of London with barbed wire extensions. Earl might probably get a hit on this blow too, but he couldn't leave it up easy. Davis in the lead, 4-3 in this race to 11.
Looking to come off the rail beside the 2. He's made the hit. Now he needs to have a safety develop, but he hasn't gotten that. He's left a shot, and he's left an easy way for Steve to get back on the 3 ball and possibly take this rack out. All Steve really needs to do is make this ball. He's made it. And he's gotten a great angle on this 3 ball to come back up table for the pink 4. Everything else waiting either in the center of the table or near a pocket.
Oh, sitting there like a coiled spring.
Remember, as Steve Davis builds a lead here, this crowd is going to shift heavily in his favor.
Well, I've got to admit they were anyway. And they will be singing There's Only One Steve Davis if it keeps going this way. But Earl did himself no favours by drawing attention to the fact, well, we're going to support Steve Davis anyway. We are in Britain. So Earl pointing the finger at that and suggesting it's out of order, I think is extremely naive.
I have to agree with you to think that he's going to find support here. I mean, it's not like he hasn't been here before. He knows these European crowds. And when he's in America, he won't put up with someone cheering for a non-American.
He's been coming here for about 8 years now, since he was on the Moscone Cup team. And, well, the first time he came here, he was throwing $100 bills into the crowd after he'd won in Dallas. They had Earl's picture on him, but you see what I mean? He's trying to get the crowd on his side. Davis looking very good then here for a 5-3 scoreline.
Well, he's a little disappointed in that shot. He wanted to draw back out to mid-table, and that cue ball just died. That's a long shot. Not that I doubt his ability to put it in and get shape, but he has to be a little disappointed inside with the way that shot turned out.
Heart of the pocket. Can't see him missing this one. Romford Slim. Earl's looking at the floor.
5-3 now. Steve Davis with a 2-game lead over Strickland. And he'll be coming back to the table with the break shot. Now, honestly, Steve's break hasn't worked that well thus far. And Strickland has to pin his hopes on this next break shot, giving him an opportunity to come back to the table, because as long as he's in that chair, Steve's the master of this universe.
Remember when he was 8-2 down at Efren Reyes 2 or 3 years ago? He came back to win 9-8. Earl with his ear extensions. He has got earplugs made by his fingers, presumably to stop the crowd influencing him. But there's no way they're going to stop the crowd cheering on Davis. The crowd are cheering at the right time. They're not cheering while a man's in play.
He's doing everything he can to turn this crowd against him. And I have no doubt that he's going to succeed in that effort.
Rack 9, Steve Davis to break, leading by 5 racks to 3. Right.
Yeah, now here he goes. Earl is actually...
That's enough.
There's been some kind of remark to Earl. And Earl has given them a short, sharp verbal. And referee Michaela Tabb.
When he's at the table, you sit there and you be quiet.
Oh, there's an angry exchange now happening between him and Michaela. She ordered him to be quiet while Davis was in play, and Earl said, "Shut up." I think she is just the lady to be stood there and handle this. Very experienced referee.
Yes, you can.
And Steve has decided to put salt in that wound. He's going to take a break.
So Earl had a go. I don't know, someone might have been said in the audience. Earl had a go at somebody in the audience, but Michaela Tabb told him to shut up. Davis's reaction is to take a comfort break.
This one of the oldest strategies in the cue sports. When your guy's in an emotional turmoil, walk away and let it stew, let it steam, let it build.
I think Davis did something similar in a snooker match in the last few months when he was in a losing position.
Well, these people are
took a long break.
Take care of the people, okay? Just
These people are ridiculous.
just don't speak to me like that, Earl.
Right, thank you. That's enough.
Well, who knows what'll happen next.